So now that we have all the screws out, we're gonna take the cover off. For better viewing, we're going to turn it to the side. So that's what the inside of the microwave look like. So again, we're going to plug in again, and we're going to see what's going on. So the first check we're going to make is we're going to identify if the issue is on the low voltage or the high voltage section. So a microwave have two voltages. You have the high voltage, which is about 35 to 4,000 volts, and you have the low voltage, which is the 120 volts. So we're going to check the voltage at the primary winding. If we have voltage at the primary winding, it simply means the issue is on the high voltage section. If we get 0 volts, then it's on the low voltage section, and we'll almost a couple of components to identify the problem. All right, so we have a schematic diagram of the microwave. So, all right, so let's go ahead and trace the diagram so we can see what we're gonna check. So in the blue, we're gonna trace the low side, which is the 120 volt section. And we trace it to the primary winding of the transformer. We're gonna go back to the relay and back to the source. So that is your low voltage section. And in yellow, this would be our high voltage section. This section is 3,500 volts. All right, so we're not checking any voltage on that section. So the check we're going to make is we're going to use the meter, and we're going to check between this side and this side. That's going to isolate, or that's going to tell us what side of the circuit we're looking for. If we have 120 volts at this section, it means that we have a complete path to the primary winding of the transformer, which means that the cavity thermostat is good, secondary interlock switch is good, the magnetron thermostat and the relay is good, and also the primary interlock switch. If we get 0 volts here, it means that something on this side is defective. All right, again, if it's 120 volts here, the issue will be on the high voltage section. If we get 0 volt, the issue is going to be in the low voltage section. Now, before we go to the microwave, when we started, it ran, but it didn't heat. So looking at this schematic diagram, we can isolate this, because if that's defective, it will not run. We can also isolate these. So we can also isolate this secondary interlock switch, because if this is defective, turntable won't run. So right now we're pretty much down to the magnetron thermostat or the micro relay. That's what we're going to check when we go back to the microwave. All right, so here we got a microwave. It's plugged in, so let's be careful. So we have our door switches, which is over here. We have our relay, which is on the control board. We have our magnetron thermostat. So like I said, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to check for voltage at the primary winding. Go ahead and give me 30 seconds on the microwave, please. And we got 0 volts, so that tells us the issue is on the low voltage section. So like I said, what we are going to pretty much bring it down to is the relay and the magnetron thermostat. So this is our magnetron thermostat. We can simply make a voltage check, because if there's voltage here and there's no voltage there, it means that this is bad. So let me return the microwave back on again. So we check across here, and we have 120 volts. If you have 120 volts across a thermostat or a switch, we do have a defective thermostat. So at this point, we would replace the thermostat and the microwave should work. But since we're here, we're going to demonstrate how to replace the magnetron in this microwave. So first, let me go ahead and turn it off. And we're going to take off the microwave. We're going to take off the magnetron. So before we first we're going to discharge the capacitor. The correct way to discharge the capacitor is with a 20,000 ohm 2-watt resistor. But for now, we're just going to cross 2 screwdrivers. Be careful not to touch the metal part with your fingers. So now that we do that, we are going to show you guys how to remove the magnetron. So first, we disconnect the wires. We're going to remove those 4 hex head. These are Torx. They look like T20 Torx. So we're going to remove these 4 Torx, and they happen to be T20 Torx. And the magnetron will drop like this. We will go ahead and remove the wire harness to the magnetron. And that's how you remove the magnetron on this Whirlpool KitchenAid microwave. Now, as you can see, this magnetron is it's not burnt, it's good. You know, since we have it out, we're gonna go ahead and ohm out the thermostat. I know we identified it as a defective thermostat with the voltage check, but let's go and do an ohm meter check right now. While we're doing an ohm meter check, we have open line, so it's a bad thermostat. So we're going to replace the thermostat, put the magnetron back in the microwave, and let's see if it works. So we're going to go ahead and put the magnetron back in, and then we replace the thermostat. So again, this magnetron is pretty easy to remove. It's just 4 Torx, T20 Torx. Once we take those out, we just put them back in. Make sure the magnetron, the wire harness is facing the same direction. That's all we got to worry about. So now we're going to remove the thermostat. And the thermostat is just 2 Phillips screws. So now we're gonna put the new thermostat in. Be careful when you're doing this because these are very tiny screws. They can fall in the microwave. It's not a big deal. It's just gonna delay you getting it done. So now we're gonna connect all the wires to the thermostat. We're gonna put the wires back on the magnetron. Then we're gonna program the microwave, turn it on to see if we fix the issue of the no heat. Okay, so make sure it's in properly. Okay, so now we're gonna plug the microwave in. We're gonna put a cup of water in the microwave and make sure it's heating. All right, now that we fixed the microwave, we're gonna check to make sure it's working fine. So I'm gonna put a cup of water in. I'm gonna put the block. This detects the microwaves. So we program the microwave. We're gonna press start. All right, let's go ahead and program it for 30 seconds. And as you can see, the block is detecting those microwaves, which means technically it's heating right now. So we're gonna let it go for the next 30 seconds. And then we check to see if the water's heated. We're gonna stop right now. We're gonna remove the cup. And you can see the condensation, that's the steam coming out, so the microwave is working. So that's how we troubleshoot a microwave that runs but doesn't heat. In this case, it happened to be the magnetron thermostat, but as I showed you in the schematic before, it could be anything that was outlined in that circuit. So all we have to do now is unplug it, put the covers back on, make sure we put all the screws in the right location, and remount the microwave. Thank you.